Recording.
Okay. Alright, class. Just to start us off, I have a little exercise for you. And it's going to get a little bit tasty if I do say so myself. Okay.
Sweet.
Alright, now look at these two Powerades. Alright, what do you notice about these? Colors. Okay. What else? Can you pick up the differences between these two? Tell me what makes them the same and what makes them different. Here, actually, let's write this on the board. Okay. So we'll call that one the green, and we'll call that one the purple. Purple. Okay. Now tell me what's similar and tell me about the green first.
It's probably lime flavored.
Lime flavored, you guys can even taste them. Just pour yourself some a little bit. Part of the process of observation is to taste using your 5 senses. Do you hear them make any sound? Do they sound different? They look different, right?
Smells like grape.
What do they smell like? What do you see? What do you hear? I don't hear anything besides they both sounded pretty much the same when you open them. So one looks lime green. Okay.
One has one sugar free.
Sugar free and then what is that? So is one sugar free or both?
0 calorie. But is 0 everywhere. 0 sodium, 6, 0 fat. Yeah.
Okay. And how do they taste? Is there something different with the taste? Do they taste the same?
One tastes like grape and one tastes like lime.
Lime. Alright. Okay. So is this a good list? Can you immediately tell me what's the same about these two?
They're both Powerade.
Both Powerade. Drinkable. Powerade, they're both liquid.
Both liquid and then both
Edible. So one tastes gross, one doesn't?
it smells gross and it tastes gross.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so what we just did there is compare and contrasting, but you see this list? Can't really tell what aspects of these are kind of the same and what are different. I mean, if you look here, look down, sugar-free, 0 sugar. Well, those are the same, but immediately looking at them, we can't see the differences and similarities. So, we will use this observation, sort of we do in reading stories. Okay, and this is called comparing and contrasting. If you have your graphic organizers, please pull those out. Now, can anybody tell me what compare means? Just guess. See what's the same, good job. So under the first square on the left, you will put compare. Now, what do you think contrast means? I'll give you a hint, it's the opposite.
See what things are different.
Yes, see what things are different. So put that in the other square underneath contrast. Okay. And you see there's 2 circles on the bottom that overlap. We're going to talk a little bit more of those, but you see one side is different, one side is like. What do you think the middle is? I mean, one side is different and the other is the other aspect.
Same.
So the middle, yep, alike or same. So you can put both alike, same in that box, okay? All right. Okay. So what you see there, you see these 2 circles right here. When we had the Powerade, we had a little spot for the green, and we had a little spot for the purple Powerade. Now, what would be the problem with this if you're trying to write an essay really fast and you try to find everything that's similar? How is this a problem?
There's is separate.
It's separate, you're right. Because if I write down like sugar-free, liquid, and Powerade right here, how do you know that the purple is? I could write it again. You might see those are different because they are two different categories, and that is what the Venn diagram is for. It is for comparing, contrasting, but with using the Venn diagram, we are able to compare two things, but also find the similarities right here. So this is one circle, the green, and this is the circle purple. So this means that there's both, right? Right. Okay, so we are going to look at a story and I will model this for you, okay? You're going to learn a little bit about orcas and bottlenose dolphins. Can someone tell me which one's the orca and which one's the dolphin?
Orca knows.
Yeah. Okay, which one's your favorite? Orca? What about you? Both?
Yes.
The dolphin? Tanner, wake up. Which one's your favorite?
Killer whale.
Killer whale, yes, the orca is also known as a killer whale. Now, why are these your favorite? Well, you said you went immediately to the orca. Why is the orca your favorite?
I like whales.
That was a perfect answer. So, why this is her favorite is because she likes whales. What she did is she compared it to the dolphin, saw the dolphin wasn't a whale, and so this makes it her favorite. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to learn a little bit about dolphins and whales. Okay, you guys are going to help me make this list here. Here, make two circles, and orca will be here, and dolphin right here. Okay, and if you guys want to take notes, that would be helpful. I'll read this for you a little bit. Bottlenose dolphins and orcas belong to the same family and are both marine mammals. They have blowholes located at the top of their heads which allow them to breathe, and then both tend to live and hunt in groups. They are carnivorous and feed on fish and squid. They help one another get schools of fish in order to hunt their prey by traveling in pods. They also have a greater chance at surviving attacks from predators. Now, I would like you to write everything about orcas since those are your favorite as I read this, and I want you to write about dolphins.
There.
Okay?
Right.
Just on your notes. And then you can do orcas, you can do dolphins. Okay? All right. Orcas can be found in almost all oceans, mostly in the Arctic and Antarctic seas. Their coloring helps them stay camouflaged as well. Who knows what camouflage means? Take a wild guess. Tanner.
It means,
Sorry.
They can hide.
it means a natural color that matches its surrounding in
Yes.
order to avoid being
Yes.
spotted.
They can hide. Very good. I'm going to continue here. They have white light undersides, which tend to blend in with the brightness of the water surface from below, and their backs are black, which tend to blend in with the dark look of the water surface from above. Killer whales can grow up to 25 feet in length and weigh up to 19,000 pounds. Whales communicate with each other by making high-pitched click and whistle sounds. Unlike the whale, bottlenose dolphins are gray in color. They can be found in tropical and temperate shallow waters. A full-grown male dolphin can be 10 feet in length and weigh up to 650 pounds. Both dolphins and orcas face threats to their survival. The dolphin's greatest threat is due to climate change. As ocean water temperatures rise, the prey of dolphins start to look for deeper, cooler waters. On the other hand, whales' biggest threat to survival is pollution. Many whales face contamination, which leads to low rates of birth and disease. Alright, so now we are going to complete this right here. So, what I saw the similarities with the dolphins and orcas, they belong to the same family. I'll do the similarities here. Marine mammals. And blowholes. And hunting groups. That should be good. Now I'd like for you to give me something about orcas.
25 feet in length. 19,000 pounds.
Alright. And what?
Oh, me.
Mm-hmm.
They have camouflage.
Camouflage.
They have white on the bottom of their tummy because it eats almost like the top of the ocean when you look from the bottom, and the black on top blends in with the top of the water.
Very good. I remembered a lot with that one. Alright, tell me a little bit about dolphins.
10 feet.
10 feet. You guys good job correlating your contrast.
And 600 pounds? 600 or 6,000?
650 pounds. Okay. And Tanner, one thing about dolphins.
Oh, I thought I was doing orcas. Dolphins do high pitch and clicking noises to communicate.
That's actually the orcas, but
Oh.
they do click as well.
Click.
Alright, so now what we have our Venn diagram here. What I can do with this is I can go immediately into a compare and contrast essay, which we will look at later on in the semester. And it will be so much easier. Trust me, you will use this even into your college letters. I can testify to that. Alright, now let's look into, we are going to read a story together, and then instead of you guys writing individual things, we are going to all do a Venn diagram, okay? Alright, this is a very fun story. Let's see. How many of you guys have heard the story of the 3 little pigs and the big bad wolf? Very good. Alright, this is a very popular story, at least in America it is. And it is also England origins. There you go. And first I will read one example. We are going to look at 2 versions of the story. Now, one version of the story, you will see it will come from, different perspectives. Does anybody know what perspective means? Perspective is the viewpoint. So, real quick, since Tanner's fallen asleep, Tanner, please stand up.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Come on.
Now, I would like you to stand right here. Okay. And one volunteer, please. Just real quick. Can you stand right there? Okay.
Activity.
It's an activity. Actually, do you mind if I use this? Okay. I want you to, actually, can you come closer, like right there. Okay. Now, I want you to draw what you see here. Just draw it on the board. And then you, at the same place, looking at this, what do you see? Do not draw what you know it is, draw what you see. So you see the side there? There you go, perfect. That's a perfect demonstration of perspective. This is another way to compare and contrast. Please go ahead and sit down. Thank you so much, Tanner. All right, so do these look the same? No, they do not. Why do they look different?
The view?
Different view, yes. Different place, there we go. That is how we compare and contrast. We have different perspectives. So, the way I feel about soccer may be different from Tanner and how he feels about soccer.
Yes.
So, that is how we compare and contrast. We have different perspectives. There we go. Alright, thank you very much. And we are going to read a story about the three little pigs. Wherever my story went.
Ready.
Okay, first, because this is really interesting and you guys haven't heard of this story, I'm going to play the more interesting part of this story. If it hurries up and shows. Come on. Come on. There we go. Where'd it go? Ah!
Probably just have to go to YouTube, like I did. Have to do it separate.
Okay.
You got 7 more minutes if you need it, but I think you already hit your time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Copy.
Yeah.
I have a much longer lesson plan, but it is alright.
Dang.
Okay. Actually, since this one's not working too well and it's very long, I want to go to the more fun. We will, for homework, I will send you home with each version of each side of the story, and you guys will do that for homework. Because we are running out of time, I'd like to get to this story, which will be your test. So please pay very close attention. Now, this is comparing two characters. The thing about compare and contrast, not only can we compare two stories, but we can compare two things within those stories. So we will look at two characters within this story. I find them very interesting characters, and there's going to be a twist at the end. So please pay very close attention, and you may take notes as they do help you remember for this test that I will grade, okay? All right, so this is called Miss Nelson is Missing. Oops, let's not do Internet Explorer. Okay. Come on. Let's go. And please pay close attention. You will be tested on this later.
Miss Nelson is missing.
How do I get there? How does it work? I don't know how to get out of this. Maybe just exit. Oops. Alright. There we go. Okay, pay close attention. I love this story.
By Harry Allard and James Marshall. The kids in room 207 were misbehaving again. Spitballs stuck to the ceiling. Paper planes whizzed through the air. They were the worst behaved class in the whole school. Now settle down, said Miss Nelson in a sweet voice. But the class would not settle down.
Okay.
They
You guys
whispered
can
and
start on this
giggled.
quiz during it.
They squirmed and made faces.
Kids start on this.
They were even rude during story hour. And they always refused to do their lessons. Something will have to be done, said Miss Nelson. The next morning, Miss Nelson did not come to school. Wow, yelled the kids, now we can really act up. They began to make more spitballs and paper planes. Today, let's just be terrible, they said. Not so fast, hissed an unpleasant voice. A woman in an ugly black dress stood before them. I am your new teacher, Miss Viola Swamp. And she rapped the desk with her ruler.
Swamp.
Where's Miss Nelson? Asked the kids.
Alright, pause it real quick. Now, I did give you to your test. Yes, your test right now. And you have your two pictures. Now, you will compare Miss Viola Swamp for this quiz. Miss Viola Swamp with Miss Nelson. So you saw a little bit of Miss Nelson there, and I apologize for not getting those out to you sooner. So we will compare those, so write those on top of your circles, or even use the pictures. That's what they're for. And you can take notes on the side, that's what those lines are for. Now we are going to learn a little bit about Miss Viola's Swamp.
Never mind that, snapped Miss Swamp. Open those arithmetic books. Miss Nelson's kids did as they were told. They could see that Miss Swamp was a real witch. She meant business. Right away, she put them to work, and she loaded them down with homework. We'll have no story hour today, said Miss Swamp. Keep your mouth shut, said Miss Swamp. Sit perfectly still, said Miss Swamp. And if you misbehave, you'll be sorry, said Miss Swamp. The kids in room 207 had never worked so hard. Days went by and there was no sign of Miss Nelson. The kids missed Miss Nelson. Maybe we should try to find her, they said. Some of them went to the police. Detective McSmog was assigned to the case. He listened to their story. He scratched his chin. He said. I think Miss Nelson is missing. Detective McSmog would not be much help. Other kids went to Miss Nelson's house. The shades were tightly drawn and no one answered the door. In fact, the only person they did see was the wicked Miss Viola Swamp coming up the street. If she sees us, she'll give us more homework. They got away just in time. Maybe something terrible happened to Miss Nelson. Maybe she was gobbled up by a shark, said one of the kids. But that didn't seem likely. Maybe Miss Nelson went to Mars, said another kid. But that didn't seem likely either. I know, explained one know-it-all. Maybe Miss Nelson's car was carried off by a swarm of angry butterflies. But that was the least likely of all. The kids in room 207 became very discouraged. It seemed that Miss Nelson was never coming back, and they would be stuck with Miss Viola Swamp forever. They heard footsteps in the hall. Here comes the witch, they whispered. Hello, children, someone said in a sweet voice. It was Miss Nelson. Did you miss me? She asked. We certainly did, cried all the kids. Where were you? That's my little secret, said Miss Nelson. How about a story hour? Oh, yes, cried the kids. Miss Nelson noticed that during story hour, no one was rude or silly. What brought about this lovely change, she asked. That's our little secret, said the kids. Back home, Miss Nelson took off her coat and hung it in the closet, right next to an ugly black dress. When it was time for bed, she sang a little song. I'll never tell, she said to herself with a smile. P.S. Detective McSmog is working on a new case. He is now looking for Miss Viola Swamp.
So where do you think Miss Viola Swamp is at?
She is Miss Nelson
Yeah.
in disguise.
Yeah. All right. So think about those perspectives as I hand you this homework, and we will go over writing paragraphs about compare and contrast next time in language arts. Thank you so much, and now pledge the recess.
Should I stop it?